The Ritual. While camping deep in the woods, a group of friends stumbled upon an ancient book half buried near their campsite. Its leather cover was cracked, the faded letters in a language none of them recognized. Intrigued, they flipped through its brittle pages as the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the forest floor. They laughed off the eerie symbols and strange text, daring one another to read a passage aloud. Dan, always the fearless one, grinned and began to read. The words were guttural and harsh, sounding wrong even as they echoed from his lips. As he finished, a strange, uneasy silence settled over the woods. Then, out of nowhere, a soft, sinister laughter echoed around them. The laughter grew, twisting and morphing, as though the trees and the very ground beneath them were mocking their presence. Branches began to sway, and shadows danced around them, stretching and contorting into unnatural shapes. Suddenly, the words of the book glowed faintly, and a shiver ran down each of their spines. Panic set in as they tried to figure out how to undo what they had awakened. One of them, Kylie, frantically flipped through the book, her fingers shaking as she searched for anything that could reverse the effects. She found a page with symbols they hadn't noticed before, an ancient ritual, a way to return the spirit to sleep. But it required something from each of them, a piece of their clothing, a lock of hair, and a drop of blood. With no time to hesitate, they each followed the instructions, placing the offerings in a circle around the book. But as they began to chant the reversal spell, the sinister laughter grew louder, filling their ears, mocking their every word. The trees creaked, bending as if alive, enclosing them in a tightening circle. Just as they finished the last line of the chant, the forest fell silent. The air grew still, and the shadows retreated, melting back into the trees. For a moment, it seemed they'd succeeded. But then, just as they began to breathe in relief, the ground beneath them trembled, and a chilling whisper echoed, "You cannot put me to sleep once I am awake." A final, deafening laugh exploded from the trees, and in a flash the forest closed in, consuming them in darkness. The next morning, the only trace of the group was the ancient book, resting on the forest floor, its pages open, waiting for the next set of curious hands to turn them.